You're too nice. Yeah, I have to actually be streaming a bunch to get that up there, Rihayo. Thanks though, buddy. Too nice. Too nice. Oh, this is Grubby now? Hey, thanks, Kev Jonks. Likes my commentaries. Cool, cool. I added a little heart on TLO's stream. Alright, so he's versus Grubby. This will be cool. Let's pretend this is like a tournament finals, okay? What are they doing now? Best of 11 or something? I'll tweet it too. You guys should tweet it too. It'll be fun. Alright. Alright, let's see what they're talking about. Alright, so let's see. Here's my tweets. What do you guys think? So, at Liquid TLO and at follow Grubby playing games now. Alright, cool. I'll retweet what Daria said too. Cool, cool. And of course, they are probably both streaming, so you can choose your poison on where you want to be able to watching from whose side. Yep, I'm just gonna spectate them. Oh, you mean actually sit in game? Nah, it's okay. I like just watching from streams. It's quite fun doing that. Yeah, it's just a completely random best of 5. We're gonna treat it like it's the best, most important tournament game ever. Okay, guys? That's our plan. This is for like $100,000. Esports dollars, though. Alright, I retweeted them. Oh, I actually could go in and just be... Well, probably not because it's... Oh yeah, I could. Aw, Grubby's too nice. Aw. I understood German, TLO. I understood it. Aw. That's fun. Alright. So, I'm only going to be able to give you from TLO's point of view, but I'm pretty sure I can guess what Grubby's doing too. So, it'll be like I'm an actual spectator, okay? It's the best I can do for you guys for now. I wish I could be an actual spectator, I'm sorry. Alright. So, let's see. They can't pause anymore. Oh boy, this makes it serious. It's like a Kespa matchup in here. Am I going to IPL 6? I don't know. I hope so. Oh, wait, actually, yes. I'm going regardless of me doing anything or not. I will be at IPL 6. Even if I'm not commentating or playing or anything, I will be there. Because that's actually an event I just want to go to. IPLs are kind of my favorite events to go to. I think 5 was only my favorite event I've ever been to. So I'm going to keep it going with 6. What do I think about swarm hosts and their usefulness? What TLO did there was a really cool way of using them. They're really useful if you get only them. They can be much less useful if you have a small amount, so I really liked how that ended up working. And I really thought the Colossus would be able to break it, but it turned out that he got to Viper quick enough to be able to slowly whittle down the Colossus. So I like that. What do I think about the Snoot pickup? I love it! Snoot's amazing! I love Snoot. Sonuta. Snoot's one of the nicest people too. Like, not only is he an amazing player, but he's like super nice. I don't know how Victor like chooses who to pick up, but he's good at it. I always like everyone he picks up. Except for I never really got to meet C. I'm sure I would have loved C if I got to know him, but I never got to know him. You bet, Ariatha, I will see you there. Alright. Alright, so let's see. Yep, Grubby and TLO playing the Showmatch. Alright, so let's get into the technical aspect of this. TLO has 3 hatcheries up. Grubby did really well until later, at least seeing them now with the probe, so that's good. TLO only had to make 2 Zerglings. That's on the good side for TLO. This is Daybreak and Heart of the Swarm. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you see it all the time in Wings of Liberty, but you rarely ever see Daybreak and Heart of the Swarm unless you watch a lot of it, which I have, but I haven't seen that much Daybreak. It seems to just be one of those maps that I rarely watch in Heart of the Swarm. So TLO doing something a little bit weird with getting that second queen. Oh, wait, no, I think this is pretty normal, actually. I take that back. Standard. I love that probe, guys. That probe is so funny. Every time TLO goes to kill it, it gets, like, shield back. It's, like, the perfect timing. Oh, I hate that as a Zerg. It's, like, the most annoying thing I've ever seen or ever have to deal with. She's like, I got it! I finally caught the probe! And then, like, oh, it had 1 shield, so now it has 1 health. And then it gets 5 shield, and like, oh, I got it! And then, oh, it has 1 health again. And then it's back and safe behind the cannon. It's like, worst day ever for those Zerglings. So unfulfilled in their lives, I'm sure. Alright, so this is exactly how I play it so far as the Zerg. I love how you got the Queen at the 3rd, using it for Recruit Timber, which is what I do too. And now at this point, 44 drones. Okay, so this is actually the point where I'll throw on my gas. Any later than this, I think is... Oh, see, there's that difference. Again, he gets that 4th Queen. That's so cool and different. I don't do that, right? And like I said, you know, I don't know how good of a choice that is. But for what he did, like when he did it, it was there, so he'd have transfuses, and he'd be able to use roaches to kind of delay and hold off the attack that the last Protoss did. Alright, so this is cool too. Again, this map is really tough for Protoss in that Zerg can always see when they take the gas at the expansion. So TLO is nice, he has his Overlord there, you got to see that both gas are taken. It means it's very likely not going to be something like an 8-gate that you really only see nowadays from Huck, who does it amazingly well. There's no one who 8-gates better than Huck. He is numero uno 8-gater, for sure, but I'm just saying you're not going to see that here, I don't think. If I had to guess what Grubby's doing here, it's definitely going to be Phoenix shortly. So if I had to say kind of the one thing here is he needs to, run that Overlord in. As I say it, thank you TLO for being awesome. And there's that. Yeah, so you just can't run it in. That's really nice play by Grubby. He's reading it really well, and I love that Spore Crawler. Yeah, I really wish that if you can't run in the top Overlord, you have to run in the bottom Overlord. So that's kind of a mistake, I would say, on TLO for sure, is he should have ran in that second Overlord, but he really thought he could get that top Overlord in, so you can definitely see the mindset. Like, well, nicely played Grubby. You kind of tricked him there a little bit, and there's that first Spore Crawler coming up. So I think it's Phoenix. That's what I think is just going to, like, come racing out of there is 5 Phoenix, and like, oh my god, 5 Phoenix are on the way. But I could be wrong, and that's kind of the beauty here too of Grubby's play, where I really don't know what this is or what's gonna happen, because it's just kind of a mystery, and that's really nice how Grubby's played it. TLO is now making an Oversteer. I do like that decision. I think taking the gas there and taking the 4th now is risky because he doesn't know what's happening. It's a guess. And again, he threw down, oh, there's a Warp Prism, so, what's gonna happen, guys? It's all gonna depend on what the Overseer can see. Alright, it sees that, perfect, so now he knows kind of exactly what's going on. He has to make pure roaches from this point. He needs to also start throwing down, yep, perfect. There's that spewing of creep. Remember last game, we're like, he didn't have the APM to do it. This game he did, perfect, nicely done. And there's that Overseer for the natural. Nicely done there. He's gonna kill that DT, but the DT is gonna get some kills of his own. So nice little play there. That Spore placement was ridiculously amazing. Oh no! Oh, you had a chance there, TLO, to do something cool. You could have microed and surrounded the Spore Color, I think. I think like Nurchio and Snoot were the ones who do that best, though. And it's so tough to do, by the way. I'm not saying that was bad by any means. Just he had a chance for like coolest, best looking micro ever, and it just didn't quite happen. So that's fine. And now Grubby, if anything, has forced a lot of roaches, and he went DT. This is kind of a scary build. It's almost asking the Zerg to do a roach timing. Even in Heart of the Swarm, it didn't change. There's an Immortal, by the way, that's out of position, and it's going to be dropped in the main to try and do some damage. Probably warped in with some Zealots too, so I think TLO knows it. He needs to be making more roaches here, because, yep, there's that, and it's going to drop an Immortal too, and the Immortal's going to focus down the Spore. I see that happening for sure. That's why you need to have a few roaches here rallied instead of, I would say, that Swarm Host. And here now, he's just not going to be able to kill this either. So, just really nicely done by Grubby. TLO didn't have the rally there just in time, and that's kind of the big deal. But now it looks like he is going to lose an Immortal and a couple DTs. So, it's almost an even trade, but I would rather take Grubby's here for sure. So I guess it's not that even, eh? Nicely played by Grubby to read TLO so well. If TLO had made a lot more roaches, instead of economy there, he could have perhaps busted the third, but in this situation he just did neither. And I understand why, because he wanted to macro up and get 4 bases really, really strong, and do that same sort of roach Swarm Host push. He switched to Swarm Host maybe just a little bit too soon. That would be the one thing I would say, that, you know, if you had a little bit more roaches, then I bet you the DT and the other thing, which was an Immortal, excuse me, wouldn't have done nearly any damage there. So now TLO has to play defensive rather than aggressive against the third. This is kind of a huge difference. Where now Grubby's going to have a huge time period that he can maybe snipe the Swarm Hosts as they're on the way to Grubby's base. And that's kind of a huge deal. Where again, also the pressure isn't being put on. Grubby can be the aggressive one here, and that's going to be really tough to deal with. He is holding there at a perfect little place. Should force field it off Grubby. No! Well, I guess you're faster than them now, but you got off creep, so you're fine. I think, but, yeah. Alright, Nidus Worm. Oh, look at that. Excuse me, TLO is so sneaky, but I don't think it's going to get up. Actually, Grubby's going to probably let it finish, and then try and snipe it at just the perfect time that, even though it's finished, like don't go in, it's a trap. I'm like 100% sure it's a trap. Wow. Not it. Remember when I was like, I'm 100% sure it's a trap? I'm still like 100% sure it was a trap, right? This is kind of exactly what... This is all Grubby needed to do, I think. Because now the Swarm Hosts are all going to die, and, like, there's no Observer, right? But it doesn't matter. It's just going to kill them all now. Alright, so I was right, it was a trap. TLO knew it was kind of a trap too, I'm sure. But at that point, Grubby had done too much damage with the DTs, and with the Immortal, and with the third base. Like, Grubby's economy was just ahead of TLO's, and as a Zerg in that situation, you just can't do it. So, beautiful reads there by Grubby to do it, and nice idea by TLO, but just got outthought, I would say.